It's another episode of Murder the Internet with John.
And Rich. And John, I gotta stop you before we go on with this. I'm very excited.
Oh boy.
We haven't made a single episode. There's been no episodes, including this one. We have never done this before.
Is episode
we haven't done it.
-2.
It's -0, actually.
-0?
Yeah, I don't want to harp on, math, because, I hate math. I don't like to add. I don't like to think. And so that's why I'm so good at this podcast, is because I don't do that.
We don't think, we don't math at all.
Yeah, we don't math.
How many podcasts out there are just people doing math?
How many podcasts out there have had 0 episodes?
You know what? That's a good point. I don't think any. I don't think any, because all of them, to exist in the first place, have had episodes, but not us. We're the first breaking ground.
Yes, we are. We broke something.
Yep.
And we're going to do it again. Do you remember back when we couldn't watch what we wanted to watch when we wanted to watch it? Like, we were slaves to the TV, and we actually had TV guides.
Remember when you had to actually check the time?
Yes.
Like, oh my God, my favorite show is going to be on in 3 minutes.
Is this Central? Is this Pacific time? What do we do? When is it going to be on? And so you just sit in front of the TV for 8 hours trying to hedge your bets.
Yeah. It's amazing we ever got anything done. I'm pretty sure we would have had nuclear war back in the 80s if we had DVR. Because people were like, oh, I can just save this, watch it later after the nuclear holocaust. But at the time, people were like, no, I'm not going to hit the button, Nancy, because Cheers is on.
The nuclear football button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Monday Night Football. I don't want to set off the nuclear football.
I remember watching Hands Across America on TV, and my family held hands, even though it was just
you
3
guys.
people. Yeah. So the Hands Across America was kind of like, start, stop, and go. It wasn't like one continuous hand across America.
No, it wasn't called Hand Across America, where you just pass a hand, like a dismembered hand, across America.
It's called a handoff.
A hand.
Yeah. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps with your hand off. That's what Ben Carson said.
You know what I miss about the 80s and we don't have now? Game shows. What happened to game shows?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what about
Howie Mandel? Didn't he do one where, like, pick the right suitcase or you'll fucking get a trip to Atlantis, bitch?
Howie Mandel is on America's Got Talent, I guess. But
he used to be in the Choose a Briefcase show.
He was, I think, briefly.
Now he's a basket case.
Yeah, which is insulting. You put somebody like Howie Mandel on a show called America's Got Talent, and like, hey, here's people really trying hard, and here's a guy who just failed upwards his entire career.
Here's a guy who did the voice of Bobby from Bobby's World.
Bobby's voice.
He'll tell you if you're a success or not. This guy barely got passed up for the job of voicing Oscar the Grouch, and he's going to tell you if you're a success. It's just like, I can go back to the drawing books. Howie Mandel doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What was your favorite game show from the 80s?
Card Sharks.
Card Sharks.
No. The grocery store one.
The grocery store. What was the grocery store one?
It's like grocery store gonzo or something like. I don't remember what it's called. The first 90% of the show is just people just answering trivia like, this product was made by Elmer's to get things to adhere to each other. And they'd be like, what is Elmer's glue? And you'd be like, yes, you've won 10 grocery store points or whatever.
So that they had to answer trivia about
grocery store
items? Mm-hmm. Like, this count was known for his addiction to chocolate.
The count who got assassinated that started World War I.
Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes, exactly. Right. No, but then the team who wins the end, then they got to go into a virtual grocery store. And I'm not talking about like VR.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a
Lawnmower
fake
Man
grocery store. Yeah, this was not Job's War. Matt Frewer was not in this. And then they had like 30 seconds to get as much expensive groceries as they could. So it shows them like running around the grocery store, pushing this cart, going, and they're going for the soap. No, wait. No, they're going for the garden hose. The garden hose. I think I told you about this before, didn't I?
Supermarket sweeps. I believe
Supermarket
this is what it was
sweeps. That's
called.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had like a plan to win supermarket sweeps, right?
I did.
What was your plan?
No, everybody did. That's why the show got canceled, because everybody, they would share pieces of paper that said, P.S. Go for the meat, then the hose. It was always the meat, then the hose. You get the meat, you get the hose. You get the meat, you get the hose.
I like to give the hose the meat, if you know
what I
mean.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I like a hose that sprays meat from it.
Oh, I thought you meant the garden tool.
Yeah, because, it makes slip and slides really interesting.
Like garden hose.
When you hook it up and the kids are like, let's run. And then they just run through this salmonella field of disgusting meat products.
What if prostitutes grew in a garden and you had garden hose? Because then you got meat.
Yeah.
Garden hose?
Yeah. Like tulips.
Yeah, you'd say, honey, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to meet the hose. She goes, oh, well, enjoy the garden full of sluts.
Yeah. You know what my favorite show was? It was Nickelodeon. The one with the talking stone face thing. And
that was a fever dream.
That was a fever dream, right?
No, I think the Aggro Crag.
Aggro Crag. Yeah, it was Guts. You know what? Honest to God, it was about Guts that I enjoyed was, what was her name? The British girl.
Oh, Princess Lullaby.
Princess Lullaby. Who was like,
do you have the goods, sir? Governor, do you have the goods to climb my mountain?
And I remember being like 8 years old and lying down, you know, and watching that and feeling funny feelings in my nipples. Yeah, yeah. What was her name?
Broomhilda Time.
Broomhilda Time. That's what it was.
Princess Peach.
Governor.
Why is it always governor?
No.
This is our big lexicon of British slang.
When I finally go to London and I get a prostitute, I'm going to do it just so she calls me governor.
Why can I have sex with her? To do it?
I'm not going to have sex with her. I'm just going to want her to call me governor at dinner, over dinner. Lock eyes with me and go,
Governor.
Just over and over, and she can't say anything but governor?
Nothing but governor. Governor, governor.
And you can trick her. You're like, hey, you want some hot chocolate or do you want me to beat you? If you want me to beat you, say governor. And she's like, governor.
I'll take her up to the top of that giant Ferris wheel and open the door and threaten to throw her off. And if she's like, no, stop, I got to keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
But if she goes, governor, then I'll relent.
And plus, if she says no, stop, she's in breach of the contract.
That's true.
So you get your money's back plus 20%.
Look, this is England. Everything is under contract.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know that about
England. Me either.
I know that there's a Ferris wheel and the clock, which is not actually Big Ben, but is
they stopped Big Ben. Did you hear that?
How?
They have to like repair it, but it's gonna be like years. So people are gonna be wandering around London going, "What the fucking time it is?" Like that's such a good excuse to not get anything done because now you don't have any idea what time it is because the big clock's done.
But I thought that there's like some difference. Like when people call Big Ben the clock, they're like, look at this fucking idiot. Big Ben is actually the building behind it or something like that.
What?
And like the clock is Big Ben's monster or something like that. Seriously, for real. Like Big Ben is not the clock. And if you say that, then people from British Utopia get mad at you.
I think you're making things
No,
up.
I'm not. I'm being serious.
You're being silly.
Unless if the British were trying to trick me, but why would they try to do that?
It's going to be like London Bridge isn't actually the bridge. London Bridge is actually a card game that you play before you can cross the bridge.
It's the road on the bridge. The bridge itself is called London Bridge's Bridge. Now do you understand?
Yeah.
Also, the Ferris wheel is known as British Utopia's Wheelie Dealy.
I miss Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Is that still on?
I never watched that because I always thought that the show would be like, today's episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And then the game show host comes on and he goes, Who wants to be a millionaire? And everybody says yes, becomes a millionaire. And the one who says no, he leaves. He's like, shit, I knew I should have said yes.
I'm already a millionaire, though, so I didn't know how to answer that. What I loved about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was eventually they started having celebrities on who were already rich people.
Who wants to say a millionaire?
Hey, Tom Hanks, so you want to be a millionaire? And Tom Hanks is like, I am?
I'd actually lose money if I became a millionaire.
I got 20 million off of You've Got Mail, which is just me and Meg Ryan 69ing for 2 hours in front of I don't know what
online
it was. With mail, like just throwing mail at each other while we suck and fuck, I guess is what they were doing.
Online.
Yeah. That was it's like such a horrible conceit. Because it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Hey, we're going to take poor people and reward them for their trivia. And then they went, nobody wants to see that. Let's put a bunch of celebrities on here.
Yeah, see, I couldn't get past the title because, I mean, that's like, let's say the opposite of the show. Like, who wants to be poor? Who wants to not win? That would be the opposite of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Take money away from you. That's a game show I would watch. That would be a game show I would watch.
Because you're invested in it.
Celebrity deprivation, where you have the celebrities on there and then have them on the bubble. Be like, okay, if you get this question wrong, we take $3 million from you.
Name of the show, Oops, Where's My Money?
Oops, what the fuck?
Oops, where's my money? So you have to come in there with like a check. It shows your routing number and your account number. Like, oh, I'm sorry, that answer was incorrect. You just lost $15,000. And I was like, why did I agree to be on this show? I read the contract. It was stupid and I signed it anyway.
It'd be great if all the questions were like, so how much does an 8-ball of cocaine cost now? Oh, I know this one. No. In Portugal. Using the metric system.
I think they should also remove family members.
Just execute them?
They're in cages. The name of the show so far is called Oh God, I Lost.
Oh no!
Oh no, I fucking lost. They take all your family members, they put them in cages.
Right.
Like hovering above a pit of acid, like on chains. Every time you get a guess wrong, the family members are lowered a little bit closer to the acid pit.
Yeah. Wait, no, you should make them make a choice, though. You can say, okay, look, you can lose $1 million or Timmy.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they're all in the same cage. Okay, it's a level cage.
No, I was thinking they were all in individual cages. Yeah. Okay, how much is Timmy worth to you?
And just to make it just to make it even worse, before the game show starts, you have to rank your family members as who you like the most, who the least. So even if you win, you're still in the shit house. Like, so you like your son more than your wife, you son of a bitch. No, but I like it. I like the idea of having something to lose on game shows. Not just something to win, something to lose.
Let's take money away from these fuckers. I want them to suffer.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite, they're not like game shows, but I guess they were reality shows or whatever, was PBS had this series called like Blank House. It was like Prairie House and
Crack House.
Yeah, 1940s house. But yeah, I thought like, okay, if we're going to do that, I literally, I wrote PBS and I did not get a response to this. I said, you need to have a show set in the 1980s called Crack House.
Yeah.
Where it's in East St. Louis in the 1980s. There's no windows. The inside of the house is spray painted with gang signs.
Overturned mattresses.
Your 12-year-old daughter is prostituting herself for more crack, and she's upset because she's not pulling in as much money as she used to when she was 10 because her snapper isn't as tight anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. That's what we need from these reality shows.
They did make that show. It's called Downton Abbey.
Oh.
Fun fact.
I
Yeah.
think it's called Downtown Abbey.
No, Downton. Downton.
Downtown.
All I know is whenever I try to say it the wrong way. I know it's not downtown. I think it's Downton.
I say downtown just because it makes my wife apoplectic with rage. She won't admit it, but she'll get really angry when I say, oh, Downtown Abbey. She'll be like, stop it. No, what's the matter with Downtown Abbey? It's Downton.
Same thing. I think that's like a communicable wife disease, like getting upset about the mispronunciation of Downtown Abbey. I don't know what it is. Same thing with like not Lord of the Rings, but that show Gears of War. Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Gears of Thrones.
Gears of
Games. When are they going to finally settle the score about the throne?
How many points does each team have?
I don't know. That's why I keep watching it going, okay, that one has a dragon. How many points is that worth?
7.
When is the beauty pageant, for God's sake?
Where's the promenade? That's what I asked. Two questions I have about the Game of Thrones. One, how's the Elf King doing? Number 2, where's the promenade? That's all I've got.
What exactly is a promenade? I'm a little bit lost in your...
You know what a promenade is? That's where you go to show your wares, your goods, your stuff. Strut your stuff on the promenade.
What does that have to do with
song.
the throne game? What does that have to do with the game?
I don't even know what the rules of the throne game are, to be honest.
Well, the rules are if you're playing, you're in it for life.
Oh, like Battle Royale?
I think that's one. Second is winter is coming.
Third is don't ask what the game of Game of Thrones is.
Right, don't ask. And then fourth is don't tell.
Don't tell anybody what the game is. Yeah.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Number 5 also, Elf King is okay.
He's all right.
Things I know about Game of Thrones. One, there's no Elf King. Because I say that every single time and my wife gets increasingly mad. She'll be like screaming at the TV. I'll say, what, doesn't that have the Elf King? She goes, there's no Elf King in this. I like to believe there is, though. Second thing is there's snow. A character named Snow and also physical snow.
Right.
Because the man, he used to be John Grassland, but then the snow came. And now he's Jon Snow.
Right. He was John Autumn, John Falling Leaves.
John Fall.
And then just Jon Snow.
John Tron, hero of the internet. Walked on Tron.
Well, the difference is John Tron loves white people and Jon Snow is trying to kill White Walkers. So
this is like an analogy, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's all about racism.
How does the Elf King figure into all this?
Well, the Elf King in Game of Thrones he's a very tiny man. Named Tiny Lannister, I think that's his name, something like that.
Tiny Lister,
and he's cross-eyed and giant and black.
I would not vote for a king who's cross-eyed.
Well, you don't vote for the king. That's kind of the thing about kings.
Why? You can still vote; it just wouldn't matter. It'd be like a fake vote, like, hey, you want to keep me as king? Mark yes. You want to keep me as king and you mark no? You're going to the stockades.
Oh, you mean like voting in a general election in a blue state?
Yeah. Oh, political humor.
Yeah, that's right. Let me tell you about what I think about Hillary's emails, all right?
She ain't no elf king is what I say.
That's what if I see an email between her and Tiny Lister, I'm going to tell Sean Hannity about it, and I could do that if I wanted to.
That'd be good. I like to tell Sean Hannity a lot of things.
What would you tell Sean Hannity if we were here right now? I'll be Sean Hannity.
Hey, how's it going, my friend?
Okay, my first question would be, what's wrong with you?
Well, you say that because you're a libtard.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That was my only question I had for Sean Hannity.
What do you think my skull looks like in 3D?
Who Who's that kid from the movies that said how much a human skull weighs? You remember that? He was like, he had magical powers of autism, and he would just say, the human skulls weigh 13.6 pounds.
Oh, that wasn't a kid from a movie. It was Kids in the Hall.
No.
Yeah, it was the kid from Kids in the Hall. He'd be like, you know, my mom says that if you drink, it's because you...
This was a movie!
...like dogs, and you're actually drinking dog... Yeah, no, it's not from... Well, maybe the kid was in the Kids in the Hall movie.
It wasn't a Kids in the Hall movie.
Yes, there was. It was called Brain Candy.
Bruce Willis was in it.
Oh.
It was not about the Elf King.
You're talking about The Fifth Sense?
No, the name of the movie was It's Not About the Elf King, starring Bruce Willis and the kid who knows how much the human head weighs.
You know what's funny about The Sixth Sense is when that came out, over and over again, I kept telling people, so this is the sixth one in that movie? Like, there's the first sense, and then the second sense, and people would not laugh at it, and I kept doing it until no one would laugh, and they would just walk away from me. Like, so the third sense, what was that about? Fourth sense?
So, did I miss the original Star War? Because wars is 2 and above, right?
Right. I mean, there's multiple wars.
Yeah.
It only seems like one war is going on, though. It's the Galactic Civil War.
Well, here's my problem. Like, what? There was no war over a star.
Yeah,
right?
not one.
There was no war on a star.
I guess in the new one, it kind of was, because they're just, doing the Death Star thing again, but instead of the Death Star.
But that's not an actual star.
Like
that would be Death Star Wars.
No. But in the new one, in Force Awakens, they, sucked the energy out of an actual star and then shot that at planets.
But they're not warring it. It'd be called Star Harvest.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
Looking at the Farmer's Almanac, looks like it's a good year for star harvesting. Hurt. That's my farmer impersonation.
Farmer impersonation. It's pretty good.
By the way, where's the King Elf?
It's my favorite game show is Farmer Impersonation.
Really? How did that go?
What
channel was it on?
Like that. Ironically, it was on BET.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're expanding.
I don't know why that's ironic. I'm sure there's black farmers.
Did they have that ad for the farmer makeout thing? Do you remember that? It's farmers only.
Farmers only.
I'm a hot broad looking for somebody who knows how to plow me. Just like,
I'm a good hoe.
I almost have all my teeth. Meet those who you want to fuck on Farmer Fuck-a-Date.
See, I don't even go for that. I got one tooth. I call it Big Chopper, and you put a can in front of me, I can cook like that, like I do it, and I can just drain that can all day long. I don't even need pop tops.
I don't even need to call it Big Chopper since I don't got any other choppers. I just call it Chopper.
I call it Chopper.
Damn, what else am I going to chop with? My gums? No, I call them big gummies. You ever kiss a man who got big gummies? Yeah, well. Yeah, what was it? It was like Data Farmer or something like that?
It was Farmers Only.
And they marketed the hell out of that for,
did they?
Like, briefly 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even watch TV yet. I was susceptible to the farmer's market.
Well, there's all those dating. It's Farmers Only, and then there's J-Date for Jewish people, and then there's
J-List that lists all the Jewish people.
Right. Then there's OkCupid for ugly people.
Tinder for the people who want to murder each other.
Yeah. Tinder's fun.
Where's my daughter? That's another dating. But it also helps you find your daughter who's been a victim of human trafficking.
Right. There's Yahoo Answers. Mm-hmm. Right.
You type in, where's my girlfriend? And then people say, I don't know.
Over here, dude.
Yeah right like, here. Where and then parentheses, grabbing my crotch.
Yeah. I'll come get her, I guess.
There should be a dating service for Elf Kings.
Right.
I'm all about the Elf Kings.
Okay.
I think an Elf King would make a very good king.
Well, I think okay, so wait, hold on. So you're saying there should be a dating service for Elf Kings?
Yes.
So meaning that they're
multiple
Elf Kings who want to date each other.
No.
Not the Elf King is looking for a date with anybody in his realm so much as it's an Elf King who wants to fuck another Elf King.
No. That's all wrong. What I'm talking about is only Elf Kings can subscribe to it, and then everybody else who wants to marry an elf, it's also called doyouwantamarryanelf.com.
Okay.
They sign up because they want to marry an elf, and the Elf King's looking for the perfect woman or, guy or whatever.
Okay. So, like, who would an Elf King have sex with?
Whoever he wants.
Whoever he wants, because he's an Elf King. Mm-hmm. You can't say no.
What if you're like an Elf King, but you want to have sex with a vacuum, but a vacuum doesn't sign up for the service?
Unless the vacuum's sentient, I don't think it really matters.
They want to do it and say, like, I met my dream date on elfking.com.
Elfking.com.
I'm not going to sign up for it, though. You know why? Not a king and not an elf.
Here's what I have a problem with. They talk about how eventually everything in your house is going to be sentient. Like your toaster will be able to give you the news and stuff like that.
Video drones.
So it's like, what am I going to put my dick in then?
I want to live in David Cronenberg's household.
David Cronenberg's household?
Yeah, where like the TV
everything
breathes.
is pulsating meat.
Yes. Yeah. The walls sweat. This is really good. I always wanted a coffee maker that could speak to me in mumbly tones.
Cronenberg House would be a great addition to the Prairie House Crack House thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cronenberg House.
You have to live in Cronenberg House for a certain period of time, and then you win money or don't lose family members, one of the two.
The mirror was talking to me in my own voice, and it told me to kill myself. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. No. So, okay, well, we just lost then. Thanks.
Yeah.
Dumb motherfucker.
The mirror was a test. If you kill yourself, you won.
In all seriousness, I think a great show would be 1990s House, where people just have to, from now, have to live back in like 1995 with dial-up internet. Because everything would be almost exactly how it is now, but not. So they'd have internet, but it would be dial-up. They'd have cable, but there'd only be like 55
they'd have to
channels.
look up like their modem codes, go to BBS's.
They'd have to hope that people weren't all signing into AOL at that moment so they could get on, or they'd have to wait till like 2:12 in the morning to sign on to AOL so they could get into that M for M Bears chat room.
And somebody would pick up the phone to call somebody. I almost had alt binary sexy time loaded.
Because if you did like 1970s House, all that stuff would be taken away from them. They wouldn't, they'd be like, okay, well, we live in the 70s. We don't have any expectation that we'll have any of these things. But 90s, it'd be like, I almost have it, and I just want to kill my entire family.
What about 70s House of the Future? So like Stanley Kubrick's 70s House.
Ooh, that would be a really cool thing. 70s or 50s House.
Because it'd be like a throwback to a future time to the present?
Right.
Yeah.
Like Venture Brothers, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Right. Where everything's kind of futuristic but shitty.
Yeah. And very pointy. That's what I really liked about the 70s futuristic style is everything's white and pointy. Like you could stab yourself on a couch. It's always been a dream of mine to die laying down.
That's how my couch works. You can stab yourself on it.
Well, you've got knife couch. That's different.
It's a great couch, though.
But you have to replace the knives all the time.
True, but the great thing about it is if you sit down on it and your wife's like, get up and do the dishes or whatever. I don't know what your wife tells you to do. Get up.
She says stay on the couch.
Dust the fan. Oh, stay on the couch forever. You don't have to get up because you're like, honey, the thing is in my leg.
Yeah.
The knife. I can't get up. I'm bleeding. So
I have several thousand knives in me. How is this different than any time before? Why do I keep laying down on the knife couch?
What? There's got to be a better way.
Coming soon, knife couch without the knives. We call it couch. Yeah, that's the way inventions should be. Like, they should come up with something, it's deadly, it's dangerous, and then they come up with a new version that's less deadly and dangerous.
Isn't that what Apple does all the time?
Not deadly and dangerous?
Apple releases something that's a piece of shit and goes, sorry, here's the thing we really meant to release.
You think about Samsung?
Eventually. Them too. That's true. Yeah, Samsung. I just saw something today on my Samsung S7 phone. I woke up, look at the news, and woman dies after Samsung S7 blows up next to her head while she's sleeping.
Good for her.
Okay.
You could be next.
I think it's just a coincidence that a product made in South Korea is blowing up and killing Americans the day after our president. Never mind.
Oh, Korea.
Korea.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I think we've got the whole thing solved on Korea.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. What is the salt? I don't...
First of all, we isolate them.
Sure.
If they ask for something, we don't give it to them. Mm-hmm. Like right now, if they ask for food, people give them food.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's a good idea.
So what we do is we say we're going to give you food, and then we don't. The end.
You know what we should do?
Yes.
We should give them food. We give them like water chestnuts and, gruel and...
Gruel. All this stuff that stupid sheriff served people.
Yeah. Why don't we actually...
What was the name of that?
We should just drop Joe Arpaio's fat ass on them and let them feast on that for a couple of weeks.
Yes. I'm going to build a tent. Ow, my legs!
His name is Arpaio. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Arpaio shit.
Arpaio shit.
Has anyone made that joke? I'm sure they have.
I haven't. Maybe we already did it.
I liked how he treated criminals. And also people who weren't criminals.
What I loved about that was I would point out how awful he was. People would be like, yeah, but I like that about him. But he was like rounding up people who were United States citizens just because they were Latino and saying, unless you can prove that you're a United States citizen, and they'd be like, here's my driver's license. He'd be like, not good enough. You're staying in prison for 14 days until ICE comes and get you. And people were like, yeah. What's the problem with that? What exactly?
Like so many Hispanics supported him too.
It's just so weird that we live in a world with those standards now where I will point out things that I think are horrible about somebody and they'll be like, yeah, that's what I like about him. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. That's what is good about it. Like if
fake news. He didn't really murder people. They murdered themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. This Genghis Khan guy is like storming the hinterlands, and he made a pyramid of skulls out of... Yeah, no,
the pyramid was there before he got there.
Okay, all right.
Ancient.
And it smelled for like thousands of miles away. And
they call him Genghis Stench.
Yeah, that's what I like about him.
Genghis Stench. Yeah.
If
you're downwind from him, you can... Hey, something smells funny. Oh, shit, it's that Genghis guy. Quick, remove your skull so he can't take it. It's called being proactive. You find out about somebody who murders people and takes their skulls. What you do is you take your own skull and bury it. And then he comes by and you're just like, hey, I don't got no skull. He's like, well, I'm just passing through. Just passing through. He's looking at your neck stump really carefully to make sure your head's not just very tiny.
Like poking his
like the guy from Beetlejuice. The guy from Beetlejuice got his head shrunk. Fool me once, shame on you.
How did we get the term behead from cutting somebody's head off? It seems like if you were beheading somebody, you were giving them an extra head.
What about betrodden?
Like, here's your behead.
What about betrodden?
That means you step on somebody,
right? Betrodden. Yeah, don't betrod on me. I like to think about, like, before they made that comical flag that says, don't tread on me, and they've got the snake. Like, there's a bunch of people stepping the hell out of snakes. Oh, it was called, like, Field of Snakes. Kind of like Field of Dreams, except with snakes. People just step on snake to snake to snake because they were like, oh, the ground's lava. Quick, step on the snakes. And you got all these people just running on top of snakes. I guess there was something good on the other side, like a new grocery store or something that sold organic shit. So they're just jumping on all these snakes, and all these snakes are just like, oh my God, they're trying the shit out of us.
And then one of them went, hey, Ben Franklin. Sss, sss. And he's like, what? I'm listening. And they're like, sss. He's like, I'm fucking listening. Like, this is how we talk, motherfucker.
But how could he say Ben Franklin?
Oh, they didn't have any S's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
they only get tripped up when they have S's.
There's 6 S's in the word Ben. They're silent S's.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Go back to learning school, because you need to learn at school.
Well, I'm from Kansas. We don't do that.
Well, what do you do?
Well, unfortunately, we don't learn about human beings, because then that's...
You learned about snakes, remember?
We learned about snakes in the Garden of Eden and everything, but we don't learn about Ben Franklin, because that, like, somehow proves evolution existed or something.
The garden hose,
yes. Yeah.
The original Garden of Eden with the garden hose.
Eve the garden hose.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like, all the shows on TV are just about people fixing shit.
What do you mean?
Like they fix up houses, they fix up bikes, they fix up cars, they fix up trays. It's just people fixing things.
I want a show called Life Ruiner.
That's
where
good,
it's just a guy that shows up at your house.
It's called the internet.
A bunch of drugs. And he's like, you don't need to go to your job today. Let's party. And you're like, just go away, Cliff. Leave me alone.
I told your wife you're cheating on her.
No, what? Yeah, then I showed her pictures of you doing it. But that's you. Yeah. But I pasted your face over mine.
Yeah, but who do you think you are? You're answering my question with another question.
It turns out the guy's looking at a mirror the whole time.
Twist. The Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror.
Did you ever see the Black Mirror series?
I've seen a couple episodes.
Okay.
So the one where the guy fucked a pig. It was pretty hot. I stopped watching after that because I thought all the episodes would be about a guy fucking a pig.
No, here's the thing.
They're not.
Everybody's just like, they're like, technology, that's going to make my life a whole lot better. But guess what? It doesn't. It makes it worse.
Like the pig fucking technology, way behind.
He got the pig fucker phone. New startup called Pig Fucker Phones.
The only way to charge the phone is by fucking a pig?
Well, on the contract it says, for every minute you speak, you will fuck one, and then parentheses, one pig.
Oh.
And he didn't read the contract. He just signed it because he's like, this is a decent deal. I've got, unlimited chats.
Still better than T-Mobile, am I right?
Yeah, you are. Actually, you are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. Well, instead of getting fucked by the company, he got fucked by a pig.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's doing the fucking, right?
When I'm
not signing up for pig fucking phones if I'm the one getting fucked by the pig.
Well, how would you train a pig to fuck people?
How would I train a pig to fuck people?
Yeah.
Well, you're the one who brought up the pig fucking people.
I brought up pig fucking the cellular phone company.
Okay. So, like, if I want to send a text message, and, like, my wife is like, what time are you going to be home for dinner?
And we're in Black Mirror.
Then I have to be like, oh, hold on, I want to text her back. Is there a pig around here for me to fuck? And then I have to fuck a pig so I can send the message.
And you have to take pictures.
Of me fucking the pig.
And that's your profile picture.
Yeah.
For that minute.
See, that wouldn't be that bad if everybody's doing that, though. Like, there would have to be something worse than that. Like, there'd have to be a guy who's fucking a pig, but the pig has, like, a wig on or something.
That makes it worse by putting a wig on a pig?
But you didn't let me explain what the wig is.
Because it's a Tory.
It's a mullet.
Oh!
And people are like, dude, that pig is fucking...
But no.
Is that pig on an IROC? What is that?
You're humanizing the pig, so it makes it better.
That's what makes it worse.
No, it makes it worse.
Because all these other people are like, I'm fucking a pig pig for the sport of fucking a pig. You're fucking a pig because you get off on it, you sick bastard.
They give you a pig that has two faces, one in the front and one on the back. So as you're fucking the pig, it's staring into your soulless eyes. That's really good. That's if you want the unlimited texting minutes.
Yeah. I worry that someday people are going to listen to this podcast and go,
this is dumb.
this is a good idea.
This is a good idea.
Yeah. Well, besides, I'm sure lots of people already listen to say this is dumb. I'm just worried that, T-Mobile or Cricket or something are going to listen and be like, we haven't thought about the pig fucking thing.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Like,
And not give these guys any credit.
how exactly do we benefit from having our users fuck a pig?
How do we benefit from our users not having any coverage when they go inside of a building?
The CEO's just like,
But my people be fucking pigs.
no. He's just,
Oh, okay.
shrugging his shoulders.
It's,
That's the way it is.
Ironic because he's the head of a communications company and nobody can understand what he really means.
Yes, the
That
T
makes
in T-Mobile stands for pig fucker.
Pig fucker.
Yes. And I'm saying this because I'm upset with my T-Mobile bill. Seriously.
I had T-Mobile in Florida, and I, honest to God, could not go inside of a building if I wanted to send a text or make a phone call.
Yeah, I can't do it in this room.
You can't do it here.
No. I'm serious.
Yeah, they're really bad. And I called them, and I was like, hey, my phone doesn't work. And they're like, oh, well, does it work if you go outside? And I went, well, yeah. And I went, well, there you go. Your phone works.
Why don't you just live outside?
Stop
dummy?
calling us in line. Click.
No.
Yep.
Well, this is the cool thing. When I went to T-Mobile to get my jump upgrade, whatever the fuck they call it, they said, oh, we're having a special promotion where we'll give you all this shit for free. And it was all this stuff that I didn't want, like a wireless Bluetooth speaker or something, and a case for my phone and all this shit that's like, it came to $139. I go, yeah, we give it to you for free. Guess what? Next bill, it's all on there.
Oh, my God.
And I didn't even want this shit. First of all, I don't use Bluetooth speakers. Second of all, I don't even know where the fuck I put my Bluetooth speaker. Third of all, I don't use tablets. You know, it's just all this shit, and I'm paying for it.
So they sold it to you, and then
No, they gave it to me, but I
they
guess they had
sold
their
it to
fingers
you.
crossed.
I'm just saying they sold it to you,
Yes.
and you didn't realize because they kept saying it was free. Right.
That's like the oldest trick in the book.
It really is. That's how I keep getting caught up with prostitutes because I think I'm going to a bar, meeting a very attractive young lady.
You're ordering a beer, but you didn't know that
Right.
prostitute came with the beer.
Wake up the next day, and they're like,
You owe me money, motherfucker.
like
How
what happened to
short
your
do you think the
voice?
tiniest prostitute is?
The tiniest prostitute in the world? That is a great question.
That's also a good name for a kid's book, The Tiniest Prostitutes.
Little Princess, the tiniest prostitute.
The average-sized sports writer.
I don't know. I figured in An American Tale, his older sister. Like, you ever see Five Goes West?
No,
she was
I missed that
really
one.
she was really getting fucking whored up in the second one.
Are you going furry on me?
No, I'm just saying that she was. I'm not into it or anything. I don't want to fuck a mouse. I mean, that's horrifying.
Then what's with the bumper sticker in your car?
Well, that's just for fun. I like to let people think that I like fucking mice. I don't like fucking mice.
No. Speaking of fucking mice, I
And
saw
the mice hate it.
somebody had a license plate that said fur fan. And I got upset.
How do you know that they were a fan of furries and not just they had a fan? That
Oh,
blew fur?
or they like furs, like the coat.
Oh, that could
Fur
be
coat,
too. Yeah, they like having red blood or red paint. I mean, thrown on them all.
Every time they go to the car, it's a new color. That's a good thing about it.
There's got to be somebody who doesn't like fur as much as they like having red paint thrown on them.
What if they like both?
Ooh, yeah, I'm into it.
Like they have sex with a furry and stab them during sex, so they're covered with red.
It's a huge loss
For who?
for everybody, for humanity.
For everybody?
For
Oh, humor is good when it's funny.
it is, especially when we're making fun of people who have done nothing to us whatsoever.
I like furries now.
other than exist and be different than us.
Furries are fun now. They used to be like super serious and really annoying, but now they just like make fun of
But
themselves.
that's what happens with those kind of subcultures and communities. Eventually, they're well known enough. Like what happened to bronies? You remember how fucking militant bronies used
they're
to be?
still there. They're still there,
Yeah,
but,
but they're
just
not
not
nearly
as,
as insane as they used to be. Because I used to get death threats when I was in St. Louis from bronies because we didn't even do anything on the show to make fun of bronies. We just played a clip from the local Fox affiliate of them talking about bronies, and we went, okay, that's a thing, and moved on, and then we started getting death threats over it.
Do you think there's ever been a furry
bronies.
who heard about Fox News and is like, oh, right, and they turns on, it's like, shit, shit.
God damn it.
Fooled again by those advertiser fat cats in Hollywood.
It's like the gamblers watching BET. I'm like, what the fucking, I'm gonna watch. Oh God, it's just black people.
Sex with a farmer? What are they talking about?
I don't know why they're selling farmer sex on this black entertainment channel.
I don't even know who the Elf King is.
I miss when there were only 55 channels and all of them were bad.
55? I can remember when there were 7.
That's okay. Well, there were 7, but actually, I've always had cable.
Our family didn't.
My entire life, growing up, we had cable. Weirdly, we were poor, but my dad liked to pretend that we weren't. So he would spend money we didn't have to make himself feel better, like he wasn't poor. So he would get cable, even though we could barely afford food. And we had cable. And actually, I think it was 23 channels forever. And then it was like 55.
That's back when there was only one Showtime and only one Cinemax.
Well, we had HBO for a minute, and then my mom woke up in the middle of the night and turned it on and saw like lesbians and went, "We're not watching that anymore."
Oh yeah, well that was the Lesbian Power Hour.
Lesbian Power Hour, right? From 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. on HBO.
So we had 7 channels. That's not including PBS. Because I don't really consider PBS to be a channel.
It's not a channel.
It's how you sleep. It's the channel to make you sleep.
What I like about PBS is really is lowbrow programming, but done up into like, oh no, this isn't lowbrow. This is some sophisticated shit. Like
you'll find out how much that armoire is really worth.
Right. All that is fucking Pawn Stars, but with a British accent. It's the same goddamn thing. And then like the shows I was talking about, the Prairie House and everything like that's just Big Brother, but we dress it up in a historical context. Downtown Abbey is nothing but Game of Thrones with British accents. Oh wait, that's already.
I want to see one of the things where people go to the pawn shows and they're told that the item that they have is worth nothing. Like, check this out. This is a nickel from 1728. And then the guy looks at it and goes, no, you just kind of scratched out the 7. It's from 1928. It's worth nothing, maybe a nickel at most.
It's got FDR on it. That should have been a clue that it's not from 17.
They had amazing foresight back then. It's got Donald Trump on it. How does that work?
It's from the future.
It's
MAGA.
Future past coin.
The MAGA. I think people do watch those just so people will bring them things that they think are valuable just to be told, no, your whole family's a lie. Yeah, that's my favorite. It's like, no, this is from my great-grandpa who was a Russian oligarch and an ambassador, and he brought it over. It's a bear, and inside of the bear, there's a clock. And they showed it to the guy who was like, no, this was made in like 1997.
I'd like to be on the show and just...
It came free with a purchase at McDonald's.
I'd like to make these horrible inventions and just go on the show. We're just like, at 1:39... The eagle throws up. Ball bearings everywhere. I think it's from the early 1600s, probably a Native American tribe. It's got 3 different speakers in it that play Hallelujah.
I want to go out and just carry a giant cross behind me. Like drop it, be like, my Uncle Jesus gave me this. Unky G's, you know, he's a pretty good guy. He
is it a table?
He died on it.
It's a weird table, but we put a lazy Susan on it, so it's okay now.
The crazy thing is, if you're wounded, you just lay down on it. All your wounds are healed. It's great.
We call it the crazy Susan. Yeah, so you just show up. You've got like a pair of Yamaha speakers. Like, I don't know what this is. We use it to hold up a table. I think it's worth millions.
Yeah, right?
What do you think? No, probably not. Look, right here, it's got an autograph from the Elf King. Best wishes, have a bitchin' summer, Elf King.
Now, this phone says Samsung Galaxy S5.2, which came from my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, who was...
Dr. Samsung.
Back in Poland. And he invented this. It's been passed through my family. I'm willing to give it up.
It's been passed through my bowels.
It's been passed through my bowels. It's been passed through my family's bowels. My dad held it up his ass in Vietnam, and I want to get rid of it because I'm fucking sick of it. How much is it worth?
How about a game show where you only get... You're with your family, and they feed the dad, like, precious jewels, and you only get what he can shit out in like 3 hours. So it's 3 hours of you cupping your hand under your dad's asshole, waiting for him to shit out a diamond.
So can you like make more happen? Could you like punch him in the stomach? Like to force the jewels out? It would be called Run the Jewels.
World's shittiest dad. And like the whole hour of the show, you know, it's a bridge like 3.5 hours. They just take the highlights of people squatting behind the dad.
I'm sorry, Dad. No, it's okay, son. I brought us to the state with my gambling and my drinking.
There's like an 8-year-old rubbing his dad's back with one hand under his asshole saying, Dad, you got this. You got this.
Come on, Daddy.
We've been practicing for years. You can shit that jewel, Dad. You can shit that jewel.
If that actually doesn't become a game show eventually, I'm going to be very disappointed. It doesn't have to be jewels. It'd be like, coins and dollars.
Well, course.
Yeah.
Well, the money, I mean, that's going to come out in bad shape.
Sure.
And, digesting money is actually illegal because it's defacing national currency.
I'll have to yell at my son for doing that when he's 3.
So it has to be a lot of change. He just brings the...
And he's like jiggling. He comes in. It's
they sit them on scale so you can tell what they weighed before the show and after. There's like 6 pounds of nickels and debt. This is the dumbest idea I've ever had. I have a lot of dumb ideas.
You know what is made me laugh is I could totally see this as a game show. I mean, not on network television, but, the Game Show Network, Chuck Woolery, sure.
Well, yeah, he's crazy. He'd do it.
Yeah, he'd do it.
Chuck Woolery, I'd love to see a grown man shit nickels. That's the tagline.
All right. How far are we? Can we end on that? Because that's a high note.
Oh, no, we're done.
We're done.
It's still there. It's good.
Let's go.
I love to see a man shit.